First off, I think it's important to remind Gattuso that UEFA has the most nations heading to the World Cup next summer. In total, 16 teams from Europe will head to North America. 16. So it's not like there aren't spots available. Speaking specifically of South America, there are only 10 teams in the continent. So that's why 6 automatically go through. In UEFA, there are 54 teams fighting for spots. Now, here's the other part folks need to remember, and something Dibu Martinez alluded to. South America, similar to African qualifiers, is insanely challenging. For one, the climate and geographical factors make it such an obstacle, from the heights of El Alto in Bolivia, higher than La Paz, by the way, to the heat of Barranquilla and Quito. These are some of the toughest conditions to play. Not forgetting, by the way, that most of these players that play for their teams have to deal with an arduous travel schedule as they play in Europe. So imagine being someone like Luis Diaz or Dibu Martinez playing in the Bundesliga or the Premier League, and then immediately having to travel and prepare for a game with a completely different climate and time zone only a few days after. I'm sorry, but it's a much harder route. Now, Gattuso has a point about a need to reconfigure the qualification system in Europe, because Italy have actually been good in the standings. Only one loss to the aforementioned Norway. So I can see why it's unfair to see a team go through the playoffs with only one loss in the actual table and only the restrictions of playing 8 matches as opposed to 18 in South America. So I get it. But in Europe, there is still a playoff route, and even for those highly ranked in the Nations League. So there are other chances of making it through. The problem here is that Gattuso's issue is with the system, not South America. So hate the game, not the player. Plus, if anything, my heart goes out to more the likes of Moldova or Estonia, who really have a mountain to climb when you're facing a 4-time World Cup champion and then Erling Haaland in the same group. When you're Italy, with one of the strongest domestic leagues in Europe, and definitely stronger than most in South America, I would say all of them arguably, then my sympathy reaches a limit. Look, take it from a Peruvian who cried when we reached the World Cup in 2018 after 36 years of absence, and then went back to crying after failing in 2022 and 2026. Pointing fingers doesn't help. So Italy, and I'm saying this because I love you, the World Cup without Italy doesn't feel right. So I'm saying this out of love. After failing to reach the World Cup in 2018 and 2022, if you fail again to reach 2026, maybe, just maybe, the issue might not be qualifiers or even South America. The problem might be staring at you in the mirror.